Okay, so I've already moisturized my face with this Aveeno Positively Radiant Daily Moisturizer, and I applied it about 15 minutes ago and just let it set and sink into my skin. And now my skin is, I would say, combination skin. It gets pretty dry during winter, and then it gets kind of oily during summer. So right now we're during winter, so I'm going to be using a more dewy moisturizing foundation, and for that I'm going to use the L'Oreal True Match, which is this one, and I'm in the shade W4. I will be using this Real Techniques makeup sponge. I find that sponges work better during winter for me because they really maximize the moisture of the foundation. So the way that I apply it is I just dot it all over my face. And I just, I don't apply too much because I still want my skin to be visible, my natural skin to be visible. I want it to be as natural as possible. So just kind of tap the sponge all over, and I am going to be leaving my under eye area blank just because I don't like for the makeup to cake up, because I'm going to be applying concealer and setting powder on there, so I don't want to just cake everything up under there. So you can see that this foundation does have some nice coverage, but it's not full coverage. I would say it's medium buildable coverage. Can definitely build it up to more coverage, but I still wouldn't say it's full coverage. So you can see that it just evened out my skin, but you could still see some of my freckles up here and everything. If you feel that you need more coverage, you can just dot a little more, which is what I'm gonna do. I do have an acne scar right there that I don't want it to show through. This Real Techniques sponge is sold at Ulta, and I believe it's only $6, which is less than half of what the Real Beauty Blender is. The Real Beauty Blender, I believe it's $20 or more, which this one works pretty good, so I'm not going to be buying a beauty blender right now. Okay, so that's good. Once you achieve the coverage that you want, personally I don't set my foundation during winter because I do want that moisture in my skin. I don't want it to be dry. I don't want to counteract the, what the foundation did. It's dewy, so I'm gonna let it be dewy. Okay. Alright, so once that is done, I'm gonna continue on to my concealer. And the one that I'm using today is the Maybelline Fit Me, and this is in the shade 10 or light. So this is a lot lighter than my skin, but that's exactly what I want because I want it to be very bright in my under eye, because as you saw, I have very bad under eye circles all the time. Mine are just hereditary, not because of lack of sleep or anything. I've always had them. Put a little bit on my forehead, my nose, and some right here in my acne. Some breakouts that I have going on. Okay. And I'm also gonna just blend that out with the Real Techniques sponge. Just tap it. I use a tapping motion like that. Just take it down the sides of your nose. I take it to my eyelids as well. Now this sponge, it has like a flat end right here, and then the regular, you know, curvy side, and I like the curvy side better. I think it works better. Okay. So once I have the concealer blended out, I like to set my under eyes in my concealer. And I'm going to be using the MAC Mineralize Skin Finish Natural, and this is in the shade, I believe it's medium dark, which kind of looks really dark for me on the pan, but it's actually not. I'm going to be applying that with my e.l.f. powder brush, which is a really good brush. You get a very, very nice quality brush, and it's only $3 at Target. Okay, so just set your under eye with a little bit of that powder. My concealer tends to crease, but the powder definitely helps, but it does not get rid completely of the creasing. I still get some creasing. It's just I'm still trying to figure it out. I did watch one of Nikki Tutorial's most recent videos. She did a video on how to get your concealer to not crease, and her tip was to take your beauty blender or your whatever sponge that you use, and then just get a loose powder and dip it in, and then just set the powder. And I did try it and it did work, but I found that you could still see some of the powder caked up, so I still need to practice a bit more. Okay, so once I have my concealer set, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit of bronzing. I'm gonna be using this Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in the shade Golden Light, number 1. This looks like that. And I'm going to be using this very amazing new e.l.f. brush that I found recently. It's called the Angled Blush Brush, and it looks like this. And it reminds me a lot of a Chanel brush that I've seen on YouTube. Some girls use it, but it's, of course, super expensive and I can't buy that. So I bought this one, and it does work pretty well. So I'm just going to dip it in there. And then just take it from about my hairline right here to the middle of my cheek. Take it to my forehead, just bronze there. Just zoom out a little bit. Okay. Down my nose. And a little bit more. And my temples. Just blend everything out. I'm not contouring, just bronzing a little bit and getting some color back into my face. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much it for my foundation. Now I'm gonna go and do the rest of my face makeup, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here is the rest of my makeup. This is how it looks like. So as you can see, the foundation looks very natural. It looks very dewy, and you can see my skin through the foundation, which I really love. And that foundation is just really good for the winter for me. And like I said, I have combination skin. It tends to get pretty dry during the winter, so it's really good, and I highly recommend it. It's from the Drugstore. It's the L'Oreal True Match, and I'm in the shade W4. So I hope you guys found this video very helpful and you'll apply some of the tips that I gave. I will be uploading a video pretty soon on how I do my winged eyeliner, so watch out for that. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.